This is Cy Bryant. This short story is called Basement Moment. I thought we made eye contact. Maybe that is what my anxiety needed to feel. There was this natural alignment of frequency that I felt when I believed we connected. Now I am staring and there is no response. Unable to think past this initial confirmation of feeling, my body is paralyzed while thoughts analyze the difference between desire and reality. Hey, wanna dance? Whatever was the only response I had to the anonymous voice in front of me. She was a beautiful, rounded African queen. The confidence protruded from her being. Knowing who she was stood out succinctly. Prior to this specific instance, we flirted on occasion, speaking endearingly about enabling deepened feelings of passion through the mildness of touch. We both knew we would be in this dimly lit basement on this exact day. We knew it would be crowded enough that no one would even know what we were about to do in the open. The embrace was instantaneous, as if our bodies were bare with the base of the rhythm and blues craftedly prepared. It felt like a beautiful feeling. Feeling her head lean softly on my shoulder as we slowly winded to each pulse of the echoing sound. With one girl leaning on my shoulder, I was focused on another. The other had no name to me, just a feeling that emanated whenever our eyes lost gaze. In this moment, I realized she was looking back. However, the gaze I was receiving wasn't sincerely focused on me. We were having our first discussion subliminally with space, darkness, humidity, and this girl between us. She was asking me very directly, "Why are you staring at me while you were dancing with her?" I knew exactly what she meant, but did not have a good answer, so I literally just shrugged my shoulders. Manisha didn't budge a bit with my shoulder movement. She was intertwined within the hypnosis of the classic melody. Each and every day, love me like I'm the only way. Feel all your heart with this smile. The one I was holding was digesting this as if our immediate reality was our forever circumstance. The only fallacy was that I had already moved onto something that was completely foreign. "Don't leave yet," Manisha whispered softly to me as she squeezed me a little tighter. This moment in time had a deep significance to her. Where her hazel eyes normally captured me into moments of affection, this was something I hadn't felt before. She loved me. The words were never uttered or suggested, but the feeling was evident. There was nothing else she wanted to do in that moment. Being in a crowded space with only one way in or out, the heat of our bodies not even a half of an arm length away radiated with each song played. None of that mattered as her hair became frizzy and untamed, with sweat rolling down the side of her face. "Don't leave me" seemed more of a demand than a question this time. When she finished saying me, the speakers bellowed, "Love is everything to me. Not ever a sad day or hour has felt this way." Manisha let out a sigh as if she had just arrived home from a grueling double shift. This confusion settled within me. There was nothing that I wanted to be a part of, yet still enjoyed the passion of it all. Although I had love literally in my arms, I longed for that energy that was disengaged from this whole environment. This stranger was not a part of our close-knit environment. Even as she descended the steps, no one shouted her name. There were no hugs or head nods to indicate she was relevant to any of this. But I noticed her sphere of influence over me, and I was captivated. In the moment, I lost my trance as Manisha started singing the duet. "If everything were mine, you would be my king. Endless riches, you could be anything." It was in this moment I realized I was being tested. She wanted me to respond with the man's part of the duet, but there was nothing I wanted to say. Everything I thought I needed was literally in my arms. Everything except that inherent frequency that elevated my being. Physically, I was excited by Manisha. Mentally, we could just vibe for hours about random things. And at our age, there isn't too many deep parallels of reality to discuss. But even within the envelope of her entire soul, I wasn't inspired to be a better me. There was nothing I innately desired as I took every two-step dance for granted. I was tempted by something I didn't even know, yet I loved the anxiety of it all. Manisha just opened up to me with a passionate soliloquy. I have been thinking about this all week long. I even called Butter to make sure you were coming to her party. You have to know how I feel about you. I mean, we've been doing this flirting thing all school year, but now we don't have to just flirt between classes. We can just be together all summer long. Don't you feel the same way? Well, damn. Now I was really stuck. This was my own doing. Manisha was being serious while I was just flirting. This beautiful queen was giving me her everything. In the midst of her literally loving me intensely for the past half hour, I was completely engaged with another girl that I knew nothing about. As I tried to plead my defense, the increased volume made it hard to hear, so Manisha suggested that we go outside. She just needed to inform her friends she was going outside really quickly. As girls never talk quickly, this was the opportunity as I saw the strange girl ascend the steps. I gently grabbed her hand. Please don't tell me you're leaving. You don't need me. Your girlfriend is right there. I swear to God, she is not my girlfriend. I just need to know your name. Listen, I'm about to leave. You don't need my name. I don't even live around here. I'll never see you again. That is a lie. I will see you again. With those words, with the passion as if she called my mother out of her name, I had that moment. She smiled. With that smile, I knew this could be more than just a casual thing. I never knew love outside of my own family. I knew that Manisha loved me, but I couldn't easily return that intensity toward her. I continued up the steps following this goddess through the vestibule and out the front door. I had not offered to be her escort and had no idea where we were going, but I steadily walked in parallel with every step she made. Where are we going? I'm going to my aunt's house. I don't know where you are going. I cannot describe it, but I knew neither of us gave a fuck, and I loved that about her. We just shared a matter-of-fact attitude through every deviation, navigating nighttime cautions through the neighborhood. She was bored to death just watching people she didn't even know dance, so she just got up and left. We talked the whole way to her aunt's house without me even knowing her name. She was only here for the weekend, and it was imperative that I said or did something out of the ordinary to let her know I was serious. Okay, thanks for walking me here. You know how to get back, right? Yeah, smartass, I grew up here. I was just checking. When are we going to talk again? Never. Never? Never. My mom does not do long distance calling, so this is it. Okay, so I'll write you. What's your address? You will write me what? I will write you letters, silly. This cannot be the end. It cannot be. Well, you may want to check in with your girlfriend first and make sure she's okay with you writing letters to someone else. Why she gotta be my girlfriend? The way she was on you, she was something. True, I have known her for years. We flirt all the time. Whatever, that was past flirting. It didn't look like y'all was dancing. It looked like y'all was out there fucking. We both laughed because everything she observed was true. I was all into every minute and moment of the intensity of the embrace. There was nothing foreign about the emotion that existed. It was encapsulated into every moment Manisha and I had. The thing that left me in awe is that this goddess maintained that connection with me, literally with another woman in my arms. Why were you looking at me while I was with her? Just curious about how long you would play that game. What game? Oh, we done now? Not at all. If you want me, you cannot be with her. I don't live anywhere near here, so even with letters or whatever, you'll be fucking her if I'm not here. I'm not dumb. This went extreme really quickly, and I didn't know if she could just see the future or just knew me intimately. She was absolutely right. I was never alone. But my God, this girl had me feeling differently. So I just asked for a chance. No titles, just a chance to get to know her. The wager was hedged, as I was a winner on both sides. The new stranger or the existing queen. Both beautiful, both focused. I could not lose. I don't even know your name. Well, you didn't ask. May you please provide me your name and address? She jogged up the steps into her aunt's house. With a subtle smile, she gave me her details, excluding a phone number. It felt like a golden ticket. Without any further interaction, she went back into the house and closed the door. I was on my way back to the party, confident in my superior ability to close the deal, eagerly awaiting the moment to tell the crew how I managed to secure a dime and a crowd of nickels. I was high on life. Where'd you go? Manisha hurtfully stated. I needed to go to the bathroom, so I ran home real fast. But you coming from the top of the block. You live down the block. I went to the store first to get soda. Is that okay? I've been out here since you left. This isn't the only way to the store, Manisha. Yeah, all right. The mood with Manisha had dissipated. The love felt just an hour before it was gone. There was no need to go back into the party with her or anyone else, as her attitude was toxic. She still had an interest in discussing what she had planned to discuss that night. She also wanted to close the deal without any knowledge that the negotiation had changed since I left. We were now on different levels as the options changed significantly. She sat on the steps and just looked into space. There was nothing distinct in this outside air. Not a sound interrupted the silence between us. Manisha grabbed my hand and just uttered, "If you are not serious about this, just let me know." I gave her no response, and all the response she needed simultaneously. It was a beautiful basement moment that concluded without the intimacy that we both believed was due to occur that night. I left that night happy. I knew I could manipulate the queen while learning about the goddess. There was nothing that could go wrong. They were hundreds of miles apart. The queen never noticed the goddess, and the goddess already knew about the queen. Therefore, the letters to the goddess would be easy and honest. The summer dragged on as the queen wanted and needed more proof about my sincerity before sacrificing her virginity. But the task was too easy for me to take seriously. Continuing the phone bingo questions and responses with Manisha, I wrote my heart out to someone I didn't even know. I spent hours articulating every nuance of who I was, the power and strength that could exist in a long-distance relationship, pouring everything that I was while ignoring everything that I already had. With satisfaction, the letter was sent. The increase in anxiety of our response forced me to spend less effort on the queen's needs. I knew and believed when the goddess saw these articulate words combined delicately into emotion, the only response would have to be love. Eventually, the queen was frustrated with my lack of commitment and disengaged. It didn't bother me at all. "Hey, you got mail today," my mom said. My heart pounding, I looked at the envelope and all I saw was a red stamp with a pointed finger stating, "Return to sender." My heart dropped as I hadn't anticipated this outcome. Immediately, I called Manisha to reconcile my failure. Before I could attempt to repair the damage I caused, she interrupted me with, "Oh, you got the letter back, huh?" and hung up the phone. My soul was gone.